2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 31st of January, and it's Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. And a big happy birthday to Justin Timberlake, Minnie Driver, Lloyd Cole, and John Lydon. The wait continues for the Sue Gray report, with sources over the weekend saying it could be a matter of hours or days. Foreign Secretary Liz Truss wasn't prepared to comment about whether or not Boris should resign if the report does find he broke COVID lockdown rules.
He has already apologised for what had happened and the mistakes that have been made. And I was, there in the House of Commons. I saw that happen. I think now, of course, we need to get the results of these reports, but we do need to focus on the very important issues.
And the former private secretary to two Tory Prime Ministers, Caroline Slowcock, says that some kind of redacted report because of the Met Police investigation won't solve any of the outstanding questions.
Well, it's the worst of all worlds, isn't it? And somehow we seem to have lost the kind of plot, and a redacted report isn't going to allow Parliament to look at the evidence that it needs to reach this decision, which affects all of us. If the Prime Minister has lied, then he should resign.
As Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss was, of course, asked about the progress of diplomatic efforts to halt Vladimir Putin's potential invasion of Ukraine, as the UK sends more weapons to assist with its defence.
We think it's highly likely that he is looking to invade Ukraine. That is why we're doing all we can through deterrence and diplomacy to urge him to desist. There is a real threat of invasion, but we don't know what's going to happen. No one can predict the future. What we have to do is work as hard as we can to stop that.
And Ukrainian ambassador to the US, Oksana Markarova, laid out the key elements needed to help Ukraine stave off Russian advances.
It's the same we have been asking for 8 years, but especially this year. Strong 3 levels of deterrence: political, economic, and military, defensive. So strong political messages, and we're very glad that this year US is actually taking active role in negotiation.
The former president was back in front of his fans on Saturday in Texas as he ranted about witch hunts. He also added a new element to his routine, promising to pardon the Capitol rioters if he wins his way back into the White House.
If I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
Even staunch Trump ally Lindsey Graham felt that was a step too far, never mind the fact that many of their cases have still to be heard.
Well, there are other groups with causes that may want to go down the violent path if these people get pardoned. I think it's inappropriate. I don't want to reinforce that defiling the Capitol was okay.
Spotify is to add advisory labelling to any podcast on its platform that discusses COVID-19. The warnings will direct listeners to a COVID-19 information hub. The move comes after Neil Young and Joni Mitchell quit the streaming platform over the views of podcaster Joe Rogan, who's been accused of discouraging vaccination and has also advocated for ivermectin. Joe took to Insta to say that he agrees with the move to add labelling and that he's happy to have more experts on after controversial guests for context.
Do I get things wrong? Absolutely, I get things wrong, but I try to correct them. Whenever I get something wrong, I try to correct it because I'm interested in telling the truth. I'm interested in finding out what the truth is. And I'm interested in having interesting conversations with people that have differing opinions. I'm not interested in only talking to people that have one perspective.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Rafa Nadal may well be the GOAT, and J-Lo has some advice for RuPaul's drag queens. Right after this. Welcome back.
That's Rafa Nadal winning his 21st Grand Slam title. He fought back from 2 sets down to beat Daniil Medvedev in a classic Australian Open final. After battling through COVID and foot surgery, Rafa was just delighted to get his hands on the trophy.
Being honest, 1 month and a half ago, I didn't know if I will be able to be back on the tour playing tennis again. And today I am here in front of all of you having this trophy with me. And you really don't know how much I fight to be here. I can't thank enough all the support that I received since I arrived here. You are just amazing.
In other sporting news, today sees a brand new daily sports podcast launch. We're really excited to introduce the Sporting News 7 with sportingnews.com. It'll give you the 7 biggest US sports stories every weekday at 7 a.m. East Coast time. That's a relaxed midday listen in the UK. The first episode publishes today, and there are more details in the trailer at the end of this episode. She's Jenny from the block, and she's such an icon that season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race themed a whole episode around her. Welcome to the night of 1,000 J-Los. And to top it off, Jennifer Lopez made an appearance on the big screen to dispense some words of wisdom to the cast of Queens.
Hey, Queens!
J-Lo, oh my...
From one queen to another. Don't be afraid to get loud. Be proud and shake it. Now go out there and be fierce.
Yes.
But not too fierce. There can only be one Jenny from the block.
Graham Norton had another packed show on Friday, with Penelope Cruz appearing on Zoom rather than in person, much to the disappointment of her mega fan James McAvoy. He was delighted that she remembered meeting him, but things got a bit awkward after that.
Yeah, I remember we met at the BAFTA.
Yes, we did. I was very excited to see you. I was presenting the Best Actress award, and of course you won it, because you're the Best Actress. And as she came towards me, she went, "I am so glad that this is you." And I was like,
I've seen your imitation of me before in that show. I know what you do.
She goes, "I'm so glad that it's you." I'm like, "I'm so glad it's you." And as I presented her the BAFTA, I kicked her really hard in the toe.
No, I don't remember that
You
part.
don't?
No, but I promise you, next time I see you, I will be able to do your accent and I will imitate you.
And this has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.